Hey everybody, we are here again today at House of Tropicals. Looking at purchasing some fish, and the boss man is actually in the office looking at some prices for me right now. And while he does so, I thought we could take a look at some of the African cichlids that they have. I skipped over this aisle altogether in my last fish store tour, and I had some viewers that were a little disappointed because they enjoy their African cichlids. So we can go ahead and have a look at some of these. Only this one section in the middle here is the African cichlids. Once we get around to the other side, it moves over into saltwater. And I will tell you right off the bat, I don't have any idea what I'm looking at. I don't know anything about African cichlids, so I'm just going to point at the tanks and give you a look at the labels. For all I know, something that's really pretty might be common as could be, and then something that I think looks bland might actually be a really expensive exotic fish. Again, I just really don't know anything at all about the African cichlids. I've just never really had any interest in them. Don't know why, I just never have. Seeing hybrid synodontis. I don't think those are hybrid synodontis. These must be the hybrid synodontis back there. And this is going to take a while if we're going to look at every single tank like this. Again, I just don't really know what I'm looking at. We might be looking at some of the same fish, just different sizes for all I know. But I'm sure to the African cichlid people out there, you all know what you're looking at. Now, I know the synodontis. See, these to me almost look like the same fish in the top tank and the bottom tank, but I'm guessing they're not. And likewise, these look almost the same to me. These are neat looking little guys. These are cool looking little guys. Those are just assorted small cichlids. And the boss man's back, so I'm going to put you on pause right here, and we will pick up from this tank and continue the African cichlid tour. So hang on half a second here. Alright, I think this is where we left off.
How much is it? Alright, let me get 4 there and that's it. Now 5, make it 5 of them. And can I get one English fish with all these? Or they need 50?
I would wait to get
One of
you have big one, but I they wouldn't be the first fish I would put in.
Ooh, these are really pretty. Of course, they all come right up to the glass as soon as I get near it, and you can't see their colors anymore, but they are beautiful. And while we are finishing up this video, Mike is bagging up my fish, so I'm going to say right now, make sure you're subscribed, and that way you won't miss the big reveal. I'm going to give it a little while and let them settle in when I get them home today. And within the next few days, maybe this coming weekend, we'll do a big reveal and I'll show you what I got. But in the meantime, this is only the first half of the African cichlid aisle. That's Mike bagging up my fish. This aisle here, and then we'll come around, and then the first half of this aisle here is the African cichlids. So we'll finish up by going down this aisle, and then today we're going to call that the end of this tour, and we're going to do just the African cichlids, as I said earlier. At least I think I said that earlier. Oh, these are cool looking too. I like them. Well, that's a neat looking little Synodontis back there. Got that one big spot on the side. There's another one. I like them. Most synodontists, if I understand correctly, need the hard water like the typical African cichlid. There are a few synodontists, however, that can tolerate the softer water like I have, and that's why I am able to keep a couple of synodontists, but most of these that we've seen today would not be able to do well or even survive in my tanks. So I'm really limited to the number of synodontists, which is a shame because they're actually one of my favorite catfish. I really like the synodontists. They're pretty neat looking. They look like almost some kind of goby. I'm assuming they're not, but the way they sit on the bottom like that, they sure look like it. I can't even pronounce most of these names, even if I do bother to try to read them. So you can go ahead and figure out what that one is. Oh, these are pretty too. I like that little yellow tracery on their fins. Yeah, we got some more cool looking fish in these top tanks. I like those ones in the back with the black and yellow. They're cool looking. And we got some more cool looking ones up in these top tanks in this one. Alright, we are winding down, coming to the end of the row here. So we got a few more tanks to look at, and then we're going to wrap it up, and then I got to get home because I'm already going to be stuck in afternoon traffic. Those are kind of creepy looking. I am typically not a big fan of albino fish today, but I will give you a hint and let you know that the fish I'm taking home with me today are actually albinos. So if you remember from my last tour of the House of Tropicals here, or if you go back and watch that video, if I remember, I'll attach a card right here. You might remember some albino fish that I took a particular interest in when I saw them. And those are the fish I'm bringing home today. So again, you'll see the big reveal within the next few days, hopefully. So make sure you're subscribed. You won't miss anything. And then, of course, don't forget this one here is my fish store tour update, or trips to the fish store, whatever I call this playlist. And that is it. That whole section, both this side and this side, all the way to the back of the store, is their African cichlid section. So once again, I'm going to say thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you real soon in the next one.